right, we give praise, glory, and honor to Yah by way of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. And John chapter 5 and verse 39. I'm going to touch on something I wanted to talk about it last night, but I'm going to hit it this afternoon. Me and the brothers were talking about it this morning. Especially with these dudes talking about all these gods are the same. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of the Most High in you. And that's what a lot of the people issue is. A lot of people say they got the love of the Most High in them, but they really don't have it. I want you to go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 1 one more time, and go on to get you Genesis chapter 3 and 1 while you're at it. We're going to look at the other half. We looked at it briefly, but not in depthly, of what we were looking at last night. We looked at how love edifies, but knowledge puff up. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, man, the level, like the brother was telling me this morning, man, because I said I don't have all the Israelites on my page. But he telling me, like, dudes is falling off, left and right. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being, because like the brother said, he put it very, very well. The thing is plateaued. You know what I'm saying? When you look at most of the groups, the information is plateaued. So if somebody who's been doing it for a while, they like say, I've been out 6.5 years, and the main groups that most people know about, they all still saying the same things that they were saying 6.5 years ago. So it's not going to appeal to somebody who's been doing it for a while unless they locked in and gung-ho with whatever doctrine it is that they following. So the only people they can get is new people who ain't never heard it before. And to them, it's like, oh, that's what it is. So this is how they falling off in the metaphysical stuff. And this is why these niggas is taking this stuff and trying to mesh the word and make it one all together. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. That's what it is with the bow, yo. That's you, ain't it? Yeah. 1 Corinthians 8 and 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puff up, but charity edify. Listen to what he said. And if any man think he know anything, he know nothing as yet as he ought to know. But if any man love God, the same is known of him. Now we also know in 1 Corinthians 10, Paul said you need to take heed lest you fall. See, let's turn around. That's right there in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. What it is, about verse 12. Wherefore let him that think he stand take heed lest he fall. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people thinking they be standing, but they going to end up falling. See, look at Genesis 3 and 1, because you're going to see the serpent. He going to come up and he going to be like, I got some knowledge. See, when these niggas come with their metaphysical stuff, you know what they really be coming with when they be talking to you about metaphysics? You know what they really be trying to tell you? That's what they're trying to tell you. That's why you think I mentioned that to y'all about them Moorish Science Temple dudes, the 3 names they put on themselves. Ali, El, and Bay. And El meaning they saying, I'm God. I told you, man, my cousin done got caught up in that stuff, man. My cousin Griffin. He done got caught up in that stuff. That nigga changed his name to El. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he riding with that. You know what I'm saying? But I know why he gonna ride with that, because he sat back and seen Christianity from in his household. He ain't feeling that. So it doesn't matter if his older cousin, yeah, I love my older cousin, man. I know my cousin ain't no fool, this, that, and the other, but I'm going to automatically think he got to be dealing with what Paul was dealing with. I done talked to him before. He know I ain't dealing with that, but that's still going to be in his mind, though. You know what I'm saying? You have to wait for the Lord to do something with that. I can't do nothing about that. He says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have Elohim said, you shall not eat of the tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. So she had some knowledge, right? She had to have some, because who gave it to her? Huh?
I said, Yah.
No, Yah did not give her that.
Adam.
Adam gave her that. You know what I'm saying? But look what the serpent doing. I got some knowledge too. Now we're going to sit back and you're going to look at how the knowledge that he had puffed him up. And he was seeking to get her puffed up. And then when she get puffed up, because you know what come before destruction, right? And this is what ended up happening, though. It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. For Elohim doth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. See, that's all the niggas when they come to talking about the metaphysics. See, get Luke 17 and 20 real fast and hold in Genesis chapter 3. This is what these niggas love to quote to back their metaphysics. That's why when I was sitting back looking at that stuff with Noble Drew Ali yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting at shock like this nigga took mystical metaphysic teachers from Caucasians all across the earth and made it his own, and niggas following it right now to this day. When you go to talking against the Kabbalah, see, y'all don't know about the Kabbalah. See, they done made it evil because they're white, but I'm telling you, see, it's all, see, that's the sacred geometry. Nigga, if you dealing with sacred geometry, you dealing with masonry, nigga. And you know masonry roots go all the way back to Egypt. And you don't even want to know what the people, because I mentioned to y'all about Hiram I beef last night, and we ain't get around that. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to use Hiram in this book to back their masonry. Because there's a little saying that they say about the widow's son. And it's supposed to be by Hiram. That's supposed to be a code word for set somebody know that you're a Mason. You know what I'm saying? 17 and 20 of Book of Luke. Slide on over there to it. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High come not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Now you come back to Genesis chapter 3. This is why they come back and they tell you this. See, this is how you can be, see, the power of being God is already in you, brother. The reason why you can't see it because your pineal gland is calcified. Like, you know your man, I would tell him, a man in Detroit about it, because he knows Seti from Detroit. The nigga is hilarious. He never saw the clip where the nigga was in there sweating like a bull hog. I'm going for the jugular. We used to sit back and just watch that part over and over again because it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga was dead serious. I'm talking about this nigga's in the house sweating like, nigga, you inside sweating like that?
Coked up.
Well, you already know we know what he on. He coked up. You got to be coked because he say it's all right to snort cocaine as long as you stay physically fit.
What?
Stay physically fit. Nigga say you snort cocaine, he say it's all right to snort cocaine, just got to stay physically fit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga crazy. But he debated the dude Nasser. And they say, and what my man say was, ain't nobody seen Seti since that debate. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga just done went away. But that nigga's a Mason. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga in his videos telling you he a Mason. And I'm mentioning this for this reason. I know Fat Boy knows, so I don't want to know. Who know who started the Jehovah's Witnesses? I told y'all last night.
It was the woman, right? No, that was
It was a dude, he was a Mason. I just read something.
Charles Taz Russell.
Yeah.
33rd degree Freemason. You go see his grave, and it's a Masonic shrine. Who remember who I say started the Mormon church?
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith, 33rd degree Freemason. They killed him because he was trying to run for president. And what was the lady name started the Seventh-day Adventist? Go ahead, Gord.
I don't remember her name. I just remember the woman.
I think it's Son White. My memory serves me correct. She's not really important. I believe she was an Eastern Star though. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like her name. I can see her face. I can see her photograph, but her name escapes me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of some of the other, because most of the people that you see that are out there are they Masons.
Clear white, is it?
I think you. Hey, I'm talking about all actuality. I think he's right. You know what I'm saying? Like Madam Blasky was an Eastern Star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of the Theosophist Society. You know what I'm saying? When you look at SETI, and now they talking about how now they talking about Umar Johnson, he on the Breakfast Club and all that type of stuff. 9 times out of 10, these niggas Masons when they begin to push them niggas out in the open. Because Umar Johnson been doing this stuff for years. You know, you put you on the Breakfast Club, now this exposes him to quote unquote a mainstream audience. Because that's on radio stations all across the country, and prime time for radio time, which is 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning, where rush hour traffic, where most people tune into these morning radio shows. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to be like Tom Joyner and Doug Banks. Not Doug Banks, I didn't even know he was still working. Because somebody that we went to school with is friends with the lady, Dee Dee Renee, who worked with him. Nigga's still on the air. You know what I'm saying?
Where?
I don't know what markets he's in, but he's still on there.
He used to be on that jam pony.
But you know about Jam Pony. Does anybody in here know about Jam Pony other than people here who from here? You don't know about Jam Pony, do you, Troy?
How you think he know about it?
Okay. Then you know about Jam Pony? You know about Jam Pony? I know y'all don't know. You know about Jam Pony? I know Glove ought to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know about Jam Pony? You don't know about Jam Pony? I'm gonna leave that alone then. Ain't no see you talking about listening to him. Jam Pony ain't even no radio thing. That's the old DJ from back at Jam Pony Express. Leave that alone. That's almost like Cool Runners. That was Cool Runners before Cool Runners. We just showed our age on that one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave that one alone. Maybe one day we'll let you hear Jam Pony tape if we can find one. If we can find one. But now you got Steve Harvey, Tom Joyner, and the Breakfast Club. Cause now we got 3 radio stations here that play like this, because it used to only really be like one station here in Jacksonville that played rap music, and then one that played R&B music. Now they got 3 of them, so if you don't want to listen to Steve Harvey, you can go listen to Tom Joyner. If you don't want to listen to Tom Joyner, you go listen to the Breakfast Club. That means these people are reaching a lot of media markets. Now all of a sudden you got a nigga who want to start a Pan-African spirituality college, and he trying to get 5 million. That means the white folks got to be behind him. They want that nigga to get this money. They want that nigga to get this money. So he can teach you about Horus, the god that likes booty. You know what I'm saying? So they can teach you about the African gods where you bathe and urine. And I told you the other day, them African people circumcised 14-year-old girls. You know what I'm saying? When y'all came of age, they would have cut your clitoris off. So you say you wouldn't enjoy sex. They would have done that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know all the African gods. It's a lot of them. But you know Baal and all these old Canaanites. Most of the gods that these white people serve, it ain't nothing but African gods anyway. They took them from them. Just gave them a different name. And it roiled down to it that by the time we got over here, his name ended up becoming Jesus. It's like I'm telling you when I was talking to the brothers in Texas, just because it's just beforehand, you just ain't really going to wrap it up like that. But what was always would agitate me is after, because like I said, right, because the brother telling me, I read David Icke books. I know some of y'all know who he is. And I done told y'all about that before. The man got a list of all the so-called saviors that's supposed to be like the Lord. And when you stupid, like I was at the time, you're going to go for it because you sit back looking at it. Shoot, they match up. Yeah, they say December 25th. I don't know December 25th ain't in this book. You're not even really looking for it. I don't know Easter don't line up. I ain't really knowing that the virgin birth story that they saying these people got ain't even virgin births by no shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? They not even close. You know what I'm saying? You sitting back looking at the astrology and all this stuff they say this stuff talking about, and you be like, shoot, you already looking at they got a white face on it. Shoot, I don't want nothing to do with Jesus then. They made him up. But then you wonder, but hold on. They keep attacking this book. What's up with this character though? Then there's another part of my brain that's sitting there thinking that this here, they making a point, but if he was false, why all this effort? Why all this effort? Because I'm telling y'all, every one of y'all in here should know, you don't use much effort on something you know is a lie.
Harder to maintain.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I go so hard to destroy a lie when the lie will be exposed over time and everybody will see it? You only go hard when you know it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So when you turn around and you look at it, they done took all the stories that he meant and say, you know what? Put Jesus on it, give it to them, and they'll love it. So when the true one comes, somebody go to talk about Yahusha or say Yahshua, they be like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. No, we used to say that. You used to tell me that all the time. I don't really come with that name because they ain't going to know who that is. And I would be like, well, screw it. I'm going to just say it. And after a while, they just going to have to ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wasn't going to say it. Unless it's just conversation and just come out in the conversation. Like, I'm not going to lead in and say that off the rip. Because I'm like, bumping. I ain't with it. I reject it. You know what I'm saying? But I also understood they didn't know nothing else. But now when you got all these niggas who don't believe in the man talking greasy and using that name and the story behind that name to disrespect the real one, I just got to go ahead and go for your neck. Because a lot of y'all don't deal with them non-Messianic dudes like that. Some of y'all have been on the phone while I done dealt with, not JC. Nigga, I don't know no JC, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that there. We don't even use that name, so why is you even coming with the terminology? And they know this. The hatred is real. You know what I'm saying? It's real now. It's amazing you can hate somebody you ain't never met. You know what I'm saying? Hate them with a passion. You know the first thing they like to scream? How can a nigga? And we hung up on a nigga. Can't no nigga die for my sins. What type of nigga? I play, boy. I got off the phone with it. Hung up right in their face. Because that's going too far. That's how they talk about him though. We in what, verse 4? That's how they talk about him though. Y'all, you ought to realize that though, man. You know, we were clowning about that a couple weeks ago on New Moon, though, but that's real talk. You say what you want to say about Jesus, though. You can't talk about Yahusha, though, but now you're going to have to see me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to see me. You say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? You say what you want to say. I done cracked a couple niggas' heads about that over the years, over the last 3-4 years. You say what you want to say now. You go to talking too greasy now. Now I got to cut you. When I'm come through, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real, though, man. It's the same thing what I was showing y'all last night, and we going to come back and look at that, Deuteronomy 23. He said he was going to ban the Moabites and the Ammonites because they tried to hire somebody to curse you. You know what I'm talking about? And he said, I'm not going to let them get in forever. So if this man going to stand up and go against those that's going against you, why wouldn't you stand up against them that's going against him? Why wouldn't you do that? He's showing you that. Every nation of people that ever sized us, tried us, and disrespected, he stood up and cracked them in the mouth. And he let them know, well, what you did, I ain't forgot about that. I'm coming to see you. That's how you know that. See, that's gangster stuff right there. You thought it was over with, didn't you? Because I sat back for a little bit and kicked my feet up, and you thought you were good. I caught you down bad. Because now I want to strike. See, that's the art of war right there. Sometimes you don't strike right back. You let them keep on going like they think it's all good and that the beef gone. And then the next thing you know, wow. So a lot of dudes in this city done got killed like that. They thought it was over. Like I said, when you talking about your people, then, well, it's not over. You know what I'm saying? I always knew, boy, if I get into it with a nigga, boy, I got into it with a dude in prison, boy, and I can see him look. I already know it ain't over. I'm waiting on you. Come on over here if you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight up done, because I got to think like that. The minute you walk around and you thinking it's over, that's when they strike. You know what I'm saying? That's when they strike. That's when they strike. You can't never walk around like that. Even like this here, man, the same way people feel like they can do what they want to, sin how they want, they think it's good. Then they feel like, well, I'm finally going to change my life. And then that stuff catch back up with them. Because they thought it was over. It ain't over. 3 and 4. He's saying, the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. For him know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, and with her, and he did eat. So you see the serpent done took her captive. Why? Because she wanted some information. Because she wanted some information. That's how they get these niggas with this metaphysics. And he was like, they said, but we ain't supposed to fool with that. That's idolatry. Man, see, that's what they tell you, brother. That's what they tell you. See, this still man, see, they know you going to be able to be. Man, when we heard that nigga Will Smith say, I'm an alchemist. Nigga say, I'm trying to transmute. When you hear the nigga say, I'm an alchemist, I'm trying to mutate base metals into gold. Which is basically nigga talk for, I'm trying to turn man into God. You know what I'm saying? He coming behind you with the same stuff Satan told her in the garden. You know, I done told y'all this before. I seen them arguing with it again. You know, them niggas still trying to say that was the white man in the garden. I ain't lying. Look over in 2 Samuel 31, I think. Yeah, you got dudes teach that's the white man in the garden. Say white man's supposed to be Esau. He wasn't born yet, so he was in the garden, then he became Esau too. Not 2 Samuel. Let me see. 1 Samuel 31. Oh man.
It's all
off, ain't it? Well, this something we just looked at. I get around that in a minute. It might be in the Chronicles. Oh, I got it. We're going over this thing, looking about the Amalekites. Still, remember we were looking at David's wives and he had to recover. That's what we're going for. I remember where it's at.
Oh, it's on the Kings.
No, David ain't the king. He was gone by that time. Good and dead by that time. It's 1 Samuel 30. And it is 31 chapters in Samuel.
Oh, see. On the what?
Probably 2 Samuel.
No, they don't. They're not back down.
Verse 1. And it says, and it came to pass when David and his men would come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag, and smitten Ziklag, and burnt it with fire, and had taken the women captives that were therein. And they slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away, and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burnt with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept, until they had no more power to weep. And David's 2 wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelite, and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. It said, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because all the soul of the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in Yahuwah his Elohim. Hello, Bill. Hello, Lizzie. Bye-bye. Now, what do y'all remember about what we looked at with Amalek in the past? A similitude that we seen in Amalek. Who remembers what that similitude was? Huh? He was as the wicked one. Now we see the wicked one is taking these women captive, right? And devoured them. So why is this important? We just seen the wicked one take Eve captive too, right?
Once again.
Why would that be important? Well, let's look over here to 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. We'll switch. You want to get out? Let me say 2 Timothy 3 and 1. Pardon me. You want to get down? And it says, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. You know, that means that's troublous times. You can see even with the time of what David was in right there, they were in a little trouble. Now, these things didn't manifest in that time period of what David was talking about, but there was a little trouble at that time. He said, for men shall be lovers of their own self. That's the first thing that what Satan came at Eve with when he telling you, know, you'll be as God. He was trying to get her to be a lover of her own self. You know what I'm saying? To go after your own way, and in your own thoughts, and in your own mind. When they come at people with the metaphysics and all that other type of stuff, that's what they doing.
Know thyself.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's their line right there. Know thyself.
Then you shall know God.
You know, and there's a teacher, I think he teaches at Naheem Akbar, that teaches at FSU, if I'm not mistaken, a professor at FSU. He had a book. That's what it was called. Know thyself. I had it. I read it. He had several books. This is how they come at y'all. I told you. Y'all know because y'all were at fam. They come at you with African spirituality. Oh.
Super hard.
Hard. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like if you know Africanism, you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? I know myself. I know some people who don't mess with me. Nigga, Shaka Zulu were trying to kill me, but they want to tell you to be a Zulu warrior. You know what I'm talking about? You all right there? They say men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unset apart, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. You see how that showed out with Eve? She was more concerned with pleasing herself more than she loved God. She loved her husband. She'd have did what he told her to do. That's why he said we all have knowledge, but those that have knowledge, the love of God is shown in them the same. What we started in 1 Corinthians 8, the love of God wasn't in Eve at that point. It was the love of what I wanted to do. That's what ends up with most people, man, dealing with that metaphor. Man, I'm talking about, man, I'm telling you, boy, them boys make that stuff sound real nice.
Extreme.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't know nothing, you don't know no word, man, they'll make that stuff sound real nice. You'll ride right along with it. Because all you looking at it is that's a black man and he sound educated. You don't really see an example of a black man sounding educated too often, so you get moved by it. They be like, shoot, boy, that brother know what he talking about. Shoot, man. They've been selling us this white Jesus all these years, man. We need to turn back to our stuff. You know what I'm saying? The whole time you dealing with they stuff still. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because African people don't even really fool with that stuff like that too tough no more. But them white folk ride with it, though. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, but at the same time, it ain't even new because ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't even nothing new. Them people been doing this stuff. But y'all didn't even want to know what them Egyptian pyramids was really made from. You want to know?
I want to know.
Man, look at, man, they were the same Masonic rituals you see them doing in these Mason halls now. That's what they were doing in there. Homosexual rites, wild orgies, human sacrifices. You know what I'm talking about?
Riding the goat.
Oh boy, we don't even want to talk about riding the goat. You want to tell them about riding the goat?
I'm good.
Go on, tell them about riding the goat.
I don't know about riding the goat.
You know about it, that's why you said it. Go on and tell the people about riding the goat, because I don't remember much about riding the
No,
goat.
I'm telling you, I don't. I just know they ride the goat.
That we remember much about riding the goat.
I thought they just called it the first 3 degrees of Western.
I think that's
Call it
what.
one direct.
He got your camera to my goat ride.
Come on, man, get it out my face, boy.
You understand, sir? We used to be criminals, sir. We don't get on camera.
I'm telling you.
We don't get on camera.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I think that's what it is, riding the goat is getting to the 3rd degree, if I'm not mistaken. But we also know that people act extra nasty and extra freaky. So when they go to talk about riding the goat, somebody will ride something else.
Yup.
But I'm for real though, man. Those Egyptian pyramids were basically places of worship. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get them tattooed. I just seen a dude we grew up with, nigga got Caesar Borgia tattooed on his arm. Black people got to be the only people in the world tattoo another race on their body. Talking about this your God. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm like this here. I can't get him tattooed on my body, man. This is going, every morning I gotta look at this faggot. You know what I'm saying? Every morning I gotta get up, I gotta look at this faggot.
Hey, I got an Egyptian woman on my side, so I'm looking like this.
Look at you. What you got on your side, Corey?
Egyptian
I
woman.
thought you said she was a Nubian.
Yeah, my Nubian queen.
Oh, so you got you a whore on your arm. You got you a banshee.
I got a banshee on my side.
Got you a banshee on your side. You wanted you a banshee. You know what I'm saying? I guess they called you Coco the hoe. It's only right you put a slut on your body. And you talking about, oh, don't nobody feel bad for him. Ain't nobody tell you put that hoe on your body. Shoot, boy, I ain't even came close to getting no tat, boy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never come close. And when I did think about it, it would just get my auntie face and little muffin face, and I was about it. And I'm like, boy, this gonna hurt.
I stopped after 404.
I'm straight.
That was it.
Then, because you ain't want to be one of them dudes get a tattoo, then you turn around years later. Why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? I want to get something like this here. At least if I turn 50, I'd be like, shoot. And I say, I'd have looked at it, if I had Chandra tattooed on my arm, I ain't going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? I got a little muffin tattooed on my shoulder, I ain't going to be mad. Huh?
You said Chandra?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be mad. That's my auntie, nigga.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been mad. You know what I'm saying? Got my granddaddy tattooed on me, so you ain't gonna be mad. That's your people. He said I can live with that. Nigga get stuff tattooed on you, be like, you idiot, and you paid too much money for it, and the work wasn't even that good. But man, oh man. Look at this next thing he finna say though. Look at verse 5, what he say? He say, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Hold what you got and look at Matthew chapter 23, verse 1. We good in Genesis chapter 3. And 1 Corinthians 8. See how he said they have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. When we turn around and look at the scribes, they denied Hamashiach. You know what I'm saying? When you look at these niggas who did Matthew 23 and 1, you look at these niggas who deal with metaphysics, they come at you. This is what they doing. Noah Jew Ali took metaphysics and put Islam name on it. You know what I'm saying? Now these Israelites is taking metaphysics and putting the Israelite name on it. You know what I'm saying? Them hook-nosed Jews, them Jewish people, you know what they did? They took metaphysics and put Judaism on it. Whole time, you dealing with the devil, this devil doctrine. You know what I'm talking about? Come tell you, boy, some Israelite, boy, they going hard with this. Man, I'm telling you, man, dude, I was on the show, that nigga went to talking, boy, I hung up the phone. Like, I ain't even want to hear no more. What the nigga was saying, that nigga say, see, when you read Laban, see, it means white. So when you read white, see, that was showing you metaphysically what the white man, I'm like, man, that nigga sound just like Damon Wayans carried off a living color. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear this no more.
One fish too.
You know know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, and it all comes down to trying to make yourself seem small. Now, I'm going to before we proceed in Matthew 23:1. Brother Tony from Australia put up, I didn't know this, that he said he was in a witch coven cult for 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like for 7 years. And he was like, he said he know a cult when he see one. And it's basically, they have an elitist attitude. You know what I'm saying? Look down on people. He said you can't speak to the leader. You know what I'm talking about? If you do, you got to set an appointment. You know what I'm saying? And even then, it might not be fulfilled. And then on top of that, it's just how the people get like the false humility and all that type of stuff. So they see these dudes that got all this knowledge, and they see, oh, that brother's so humble, and this, that, that, and other. Nigga got 8 wives, he beating 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? Niggas stay drunk, they always lying, all type of stuff going on, but they got this form of godliness because their garments are nice. You know what I'm saying? And they say nice words when they're in front of the people. Matthew 23:1. Oh, he say on Tony. He say he good at going out of that. Keep your eye on him. Hey, you know, you remember when Nell told you she got like that? She wasn't in it no 7 years though. Say she met a lady, and she was saying some stuff like, at the first she wasn't paying attention to it. And when the lady, I forgot the word she said the lady used, but she went and looked it up and she told the lady, that sounds like witchcraft. And she said, the lady looked at her and said, and she said, I never came back after that. She went talking about air forces, you know that stuff they be talking about? Power of nature. She said, something about this don't sound right. I'm going to have to look this up. That's some bold thing. At least she was real with it though. You come and told her, is this witchcraft we dealing with? She was dealing with Wicca.
Okay.
Yeah, and the lady said, and? I never went back after that. That Wicca stuff crazy. Because they believe in, you know what that is?
I mean, I heard about it.
Wicca is witchcraft, but they deal
It
with
sound like witchcraft.
they deal with earth forces.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The power of the air and the power of the water and the power of wind and the power of fire and all this old type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They basically worship nature.
That was the same ritual the Masons do.
Yeah. Hey, that nigga said that sound like Captain Planet. All jokes aside, that's what it sounds like though.
Avatar the last airbender.
Avatar the last airbender. I used to not show.
What you say?
Avatar the last airbender.
Oh. No, he say when they put all that stuff, so did I ain't watched Captain Planet a lot. He said Captain Planet, they put all that stuff together, stuff started coming out of Earth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And guess what movie finna come out? Captain Planet.
With Don Cheadle.
Captain Planet. They could be out sometime next year. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's true though, because that's what they do in the Masonic ritual. They do that stuff with the earth, the fire, the air, the water. You know what I'm saying? And you turn around, we know how these people play their game. You turn around, and that's what people who in the metaphysics, that's the stuff they fool with.
The crystals, all that stuff.
That's what they fool with. So that's what I'm sitting here telling you, man, like this here, like I told y'all last night. And like he know, boy, we was on this stuff before the internet. You know what I'm saying? Most people wasn't on the internet, allowed people to find out about all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were on this stuff before, maybe not as in great detail on some subject matters than others. You know what I'm talking about? But nigga on that though, man. Now we turn around, now we in our 30s, and you sitting back looking at, boy, Captain Planet was a Masonic ritual the whole time. You know what I'm saying? These niggas were doing metaphysics the whole time. You know what I'm talking about? And it the whole time. It's condition your mind, and then you got niggas who teaching the word, and they trying to mix the word with metaphysics. They want me to reject the Mashiach and say, don't deal with him, because he's false. But follow metaphysics. You want me to follow Captain Planet.
Captain Planet was.
That's how Dr. did it was.
Oh, I already know. Martin Luther Day, I used to chop it up with him.
Oh, you used to go up in there?
I ain't go up in there, but I hold conversation. I was heavy into metaphysics for a minute.
Hey, I ain't made, man. Hey, man, okay, man. All of us have been at some point in time we were stupid.
I've been.
Yeah, I know. I think he had mentioned that to me before. You know, he a big proponent of that. He ain't the only one. I told you, a dude told me, he said the Most High is a quasar. I said, you got to be the dumbest nigga in America. Right. He said, a quasar ain't nothing but light. I said, you going to compare the creator with the creation. Sit your stupid butt down.
And that's what he was just saying. That's what they do. They worship.
He said, well, he said he was the light of the world. Have more sense, sir. Have more sense. I just seen a dude yesterday say, how come you don't call your father by his name, but you saying Yah's name like he your homeboy? Because he told me to say it. You know what I'm saying? Your real life parent tell you, don't say my name like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said, sing praises to my name.
Hallelujah.
You know, he was ready for that. You know what I'm saying? But for real though. Like, come on, man. It's not like in the book you got El Shaddai, Elohim everywhere, where his name at. He put his name there specific because I want you to know. I want you to know. We read that Wednesday. He say the whole earth gonna know my name is Yahuwah.
And where?
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about it. I ain't like it. I don't call my mama by her first name. I don't call my. He ain't one of them. He say, please call me by mine. Please do. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga be sounding crazy. 23:1 Matthew though. It's like having that form of godliness, but they denying the power though. Look what he telling. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works. For they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the border of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at the feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Teacher, teacher. That's what the nigga be wanting. That's why you see the nigga call me Moray. Call me this here. Wanted to be known. But you see the key thing, what he told them? They got a form of godliness because they sit in Moses' seat. But they deny the power thereof because they don't do nothing that the book say. You know what I'm talking about? When you turn around and you look at our ancestors in that, they were like this. Look at what Paul say right here in Romans chapter 2 by verse 20. This is what we be ending up doing. You don't want to end up in that type of state. Make it about 20 good. Romans 2:20. Because a brother posted a video of a dude, I think the dude I know in Minnesota talked to some brother in Kansas City and showed him that the 12 tribe chart was false and Esau ain't the white man and all that good old stuff. And he said the brother say, man, I'm lost, man. I don't even know how to teach no more. And my homeboy in Detroit say, nigga, don't. But the reason being because every Israelite think that from what them niggas tell them that you supposed to go teach. Once you find out you an Israelite, you supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time, man, and you look in the word, a lot of time when somebody sent to get something to go do it, they are reluctant. You know what I'm saying? Because Moses gave a little resistance. I'm going to go, but I'm just saying, if I can get on out of it, I wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? You look at Amos, he told him straight up and down. He said, watch out, he said, I ain't no prophet, nor I'm the son of a prophet. You know what I'm saying? He said, I was a gatherer of sycamore fruit and a herdman. You know what I'm saying? But he said, but y'all told me go prophesy to my people, so I had to go. You know what I'm saying? This is what Paul meant when he said necessity has been laid upon me. Destruction unto me if I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But if I do it, I have a reward. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people, this is what ended up going through your mind. I know I Lucy went through mine. He's like, boy, I really don't care to go do this. If I got to go do it, I'm going to go do it. But you're trying to come up out of it. Because see, there's a difference if you sitting around with each other and you chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference like that. Because see, me and him, we grew up like that on numerous topics. We'd just sit out all night long, just politic on numerous things. It just got to be the word. We would do that. That's different. But when you talking about actually going in, you got to go put in some work. See, that's a whole other thing. You like they said, well, I don't know if I can handle that now. You know what I'm saying? You talking about, boy, you got to be ready to preach every week, 2-3 times a week. Boy, you responsible for people. You got to do this, you got to do that. You be like, man, shoot, Lord, I don't know about this one here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about this one here. No, I've been saying, shoot, you talking about stop being soft. I mean, that's just being real, though. It be a part of you think like this here. I'm saying, when you look at Moses, what Moses told him? Man, I got a speech impediment. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, but most people who end up preaching because you don't never have an intent on that's what you finna go do. So when it get laid on your shoulder, you really be like this here. Well, I gotta try to find a way to get up out of that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, because you really looking at it is, Self-doubt will go to creeping in. Could you really handle that? A part of you be like, shoot, why not me? You know what I'm saying? If he see fit to give it to me, why wouldn't I be able to do it? The other part be like, but shoot, boy, you ain't never did nothing like this before in your life. You know what I'm saying? Well, how you going to be able to do this? How you going to be able to do that? I can still remember saying, my Lord, I ain't never preached no sermon, put no sermon together. How am I going to be able to do that? He said, don't worry about it, I got you. And 64 verses later, there it was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I'm riding to work. I ain't riding around with no book open and I'm riding to work. Verses is coming to my head. I'm writing them down on my way to work. Because I'm dead real, nigga. I ain't never preached no sermon before. How am I going to do that? You know what I'm talking about? See, Troy, okay, he said he did it. You got niggas watch other niggas' sermons and then go preach. And I already know if I got to do that, I ain't got no business doing it, period. You know what I'm saying? You see, you got a lot of niggas do that. They'll sit down, watch another nigga jump. Cause I be seeing that there. Like, remember we was on the phone with that dude? That's just what he did. Nigga went online, steal another nigga work, and try to present it. That's plagiarism, nigga. Straight up. That's plagiarism. I'm for real though. That's plagiarism though. Y'all don't agree if you think you got to sit back and study somebody else? That mean that ain't something you ought to be doing. It is what it is though. I'm telling you, that's something serious. That's a major responsibility. I can remember being locked up, and dude told me, you gonna be a preacher. And I went off on him. I said, boy, I couldn't do that, man. I said, boy, these niggas be around here stealing people money, doing this here. Boy, you responsible for people's souls. I'll never forget that. I was talking to a man who was named Glenn Morrison. He was older. He was in there for whooping his nephew. They locked him up for child abuse because he cracked his nephew's head. Nephew stayed in his house and he was disrespected and he had got enough of it. And beat the dog snot out of him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Straight up. I ain't mad at him. He should have beat him. But he told me that, and I'll never forget that conversation when he said it, because it took me back and we wasn't even talking about the word when he made the statement. You know what I'm talking about? And the first thing I did was, man, you got me blanked up. That's the first thing came out of my mouth. Because the thing I'm thinking about is, I ain't thinking about actually what it entails. I'm thinking about all these false ones out here. And I'm thinking you comparing me to be like them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be nothing like them. I know you, when you preaching the word, you actually responsible for people. But that's a major responsibility, man. Most dudes who want to go teach the word, they just want to go because they want to be seen. Just like he said in Matthew, they want to be seen. That's why you see them niggas on the street corner with them throw rugs on. You know what I'm saying? With them extra long fringes. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. All that yelling. You know what I'm talking about? All that extra stuff looking real stupid. They want somebody to see them. You know what I'm saying? They don't even sit back and look at, like I told you, the dude we used to be around, man, and he gonna like to say true that because we named the video Knowledge, Puff Up, Love, Edify. Because he don't want to be seen. This nigga preach when he want him. How you something by y'all you ain't preached in 4-5 months? You preach when it's convenient for you. So you know you preach when it's convenient for you because ain't nobody listening to you. I told you, man. He done been, well, we went in the library with this nigga for 12 months straight. Nobody came. If we wouldn't have came, it would have been nobody in there but him and his woman. You know what I'm saying? Some weeks it's just like this here, we feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to literally be in here talking to a wall. Somebody going to walk in here and be like, sir, you okay? Need any friends? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, because I know this here little Buffett and Nell used to be looking at me like this here, do we gotta go? They give you that look, you finna take the kids somewhere, you know they don't want to go. They looking at me, do we gotta go? And I said, it'll be over fast. Can't we stay home? I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying to this little Buffett. That's how they used to be looking. They can't stand it. But I told them though, it was things that I wanted you to see from them. Not the word, but look how they operate, how they move. I wanted you to catch a few things. You know what I'm saying? It'd be beneficial. Because that nigga was wild. Fat boy, no, he done been in there. That nigga wild. That nigga be preaching the word and think about banging one of the women sitting in there while he doing it. What they do? That. I'm telling you. Romans 2:20. Make it 17. Make it even better. I said, that boy moving and grooving over there. You see him?
Too much of it.
Hey, man, he's a growing boy. Woo. And he done fought it. Ha ha! Clean him. He say, behold, thou art called a Yahudim, and retest in the law and make thy boast of Elohim, and know his will. You already said, you know his will. So that means you got a form of godliness, right? You know what you're supposed to do. He say, and know his will. And approve the things that are most excellent, being instructed out of the law. Did you not see that with Eve knowing his will and let it be known that she was boasting in the things that she was taught in the word? Well, we supposed to do that. I know what I'm supposed to do, but what did she turn around and do? Metaphysics, man, sound real good. Sound real good. I'm telling you, I'm just showing you examples of it. It's not that hard to get caught slipping if you're not paying attention. Because she knew his will and made her boast that he said don't do that. But what did she do? Nigga made it sound good. You can be like God. I can be like, what? That's all a nigga want to hear. I can be, see, I am God. See, you know the black woman, she is God. Niggas say all that, the black woman God, the niggas who teach that, and them hoes be taking pictures half naked, booty and titties everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? And they be running through them. Look at it. Corey said that like I said everywhere. That was your only reason for getting down with the Egyptology, huh?
No, I never got down. It was never like, oh, no, I'm just like, hey, but y'all worshiping a woman, y'all tripping.
Yeah, I know it. You tripping right up in a man. Look at him. He like, hey, you know, maybe a couple. When I say get down with him, I'm like what Nas with Belly said. I ain't trying to get down with the movement. You know what I'm saying? You were just trying to smash and crash. I know what you were doing.
Nah, man.
Hey, man, when you a self-admitted hoe, we gonna mess with you on every corner.
He said on every corner.
On every corner we got to. It's all out of look, 'cause we love you, man. We like I said, we know you ain't go that hard with it. I know it's period of time, but you know you had your moments like this here. Shoot, boy, them Egypt, them hoes say they God. I tell you, one of them hoes,
No,
she
I
God.
was already in the word. It was just more so like multiple wives.
Same tone. So basically, you were recruiting. So again, my point is proven. You know what I'm saying? I've been messing with you, man. It's all right. See, then you at a college campus too. So y'all come across everything.
Yup.
Everything. Y'all was seeing Moors and you seeing Egypt niggas and you seeing y'all come across everything.
It's the conscious movement. Y'all niggas.
I know like this here, boy. You ain't, if a nigga at that on that campus, boy, about y'all age and they ain't had no good sense, running through everything. These whole dumb. All I gotta do is sit around and be like, yeah, I'm in the conscious community too. You know what I'm saying? Conscious community, y'all already in college, y'all already having sex for a chicken box and some fries.
This is
Woo, I thank the Lord that we ain't ever had that experience. Cause we probably have a lot of churn. But I'm talking about, I see what I'm talking about. Boy, you go to FAMU, boy, them hoes get loose, boy. $5 for some gas and a chicken box, boy. Half a cheesecake.
blunt. That's all that's
What? That's about all you need.
That's about all you need. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, college is a good thing, but it's a bad thing. Cause most of that stuff in college, man, them girls feel like they finna go they free and they get most of all they hoeing then in them 4 years.
If they wasn't home before. And if they was home before, it's just a whole nother level.
Well, I mean, they were home before, they was already ruined before they got there.
Someone trying to switch it up, but then it seems
Man, it's like this here what Biggie said, man. They done kicked in the door, waving the 4-4. It's over with. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's over with, boy. They said that thing that you need some new tires.
and transmission.
Transmission, shoot, take that thing to the graveyard. Junking, scrap metal. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. It says, and art confident that thou art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which have the form of knowledge and of truth in the law. Now we turn around and look at, can we turn around and look at to see if the scribes thought they were confident that they were teachers of the law? Yeah. Leaders of the people out of darkness. Yeah. That same thing in having that form of godliness but denying the power of it. You know, how many of y'all ever heard of the, well, they call it, some people don't call it Sadducees, they call it the Sanhedrin. Y'all done heard that before? Sanhedrin. You ain't never heard that before, Troy? You'll see some people, they won't call the Sadducees, that's written in here, Sadducees, they'll be like, the Sanhedrin was the council of priests, and they would sit around together and write stuff up, come up with their own rules. You know what I'm saying? See, look at Matthew 15, and let's see if we can turn around and see that these men around here are thinking that they guides of those in darkness and leaders of people in light, but in actuality they're destroying these people. $15 and 1. Kingston, who you talking to?
dig.
Talking to the baby? Okay. He say, then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, why do you also transgress the commandment of Elohim by your tradition? For Elohim commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curse father or mother, let him die to death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou might be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus you have made the commandment of Elohim of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines and commandments of men. So you see this here, right? If you feel like they feel like they scribes and Pharisees, they feel like they teachers of the law. We know the law. He said, you know full well this law say you supposed to do this, but you telling these people they can do this. See, look what Paul told you in Colossians chapter 2. That's the same thing these niggas doing with metaphysics and all the other stuff they be coming with. They telling you, you know the word, Colossians 2 and about 21. They know the word say this. But see, brother, what you missing and you ain't understanding. Matter of fact, make it about 17. Oh, like I said, that's usually be the thing. See, that was Dr. Malachi York thing. See, you got that 9 ether hair. See, you got those coils. Yep. And nigga, we walk around here like I said, look at your naps. They 9s too. I got 9 ether. I'll tell you. Well, I was telling them, boy, you know, I used to read them same scrolls in the trap, didn't I? You know what I'm talking about? Went all the way out here to Nefertiti's on Lim Turner. I'm wasting my money on these books. You know what I'm talking about? But only reason why I even knew about the book was because of Harold. Because Harold Daddy wouldn't let him keep him in his house. Because Harold Daddy was a preacher. Harold Daddy like, oh no, nigga. He said, oh no, nigga, you ain't bring that in my house. Shoot, Harold Daddy wasn't wrong. Get that stuff out my house. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know no better. Because all we looking at is niggas screw white Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So we want to see what is this nigga talking. And really, truth be told, this is what happened. You see some of the stuff, the information be cool, but you don't be like, you feel like, nah, it's like, nigga, I don't want to join the movement or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I read the stuff, see what he talking about. I don't want to get, I don't want to go move to Eaton, Georgia with this nigga. Get on the compound, put an outfit on. You know what I'm saying? But you got some people, boy, they read that stuff, they want to get down with the movement. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to get down with it. You know what I'm saying? I found it funny at first. I'm like, boy, I ain't never seen Dr. York on TV till he got caught on them rape charges. They had him on the news down here. I think the city he was in Georgia was probably maybe about 2-3 hours away from here. You know what I'm saying? He had to be close enough for them to put it on the news here. And they put him in our newspaper. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. I say, maybe they lying on the man. That's before he copped out. When he copped out, you nasty buster. You know what I'm saying? Then I knew you wasn't lying on him. But you don't cop out to 135 counts of child molestation, boy, you ain't did that, boy. I don't care what you say. Boy, if I ain't did that, I'm finna take the whole 1,000 years you finna give me. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all would plea out to something you ain't do? You know what I'm saying? I done caught pleas before. I did every last one of them crimes, boy.
You know, the subway don't cop that. He got house arrest.
Yeah, I know he got house arrest because he's Jared, he's white.
Did they take away his internet?
Shoot, screw his internet, they should have took away his penis. The internet wasn't the problem, it was his penis.
Yeah, he got videos of kids. I'm saying he's still in there?
I seen somebody say Subway 0 for 2 had a picture of Jared and Robert Griffin III. I said, boy, these niggas is hard. I said, boy, these niggas hard.
Hey, nigga, I see a picture of Flavor Flav with some grits looking real bad. Niggas, they said, I'm Robert Griffin III.
That's rough right there, man. Anytime you get compared to Flavor Flav, it's over for you. It's over for you. That nigga say they can call me criminal crapping, but I got some money, nigga. Boy. 2 and 17. We'll make it 18. Listen to what this man tell you. Let no man beguile you of your reward. See, this is what happened with Eve. She was beguiled of her reward. You know what I'm saying? in a voluntary humility and worshiping of Malachim. Because you know what ended up happening? When she ended up going and doing what Satan told her to do, she ended up worshiping him. Meaning because she ended up serving him. You know what I'm saying? And whom you ever lend your member service to obey is to whom you obey, which is who you worship and who you serve. You know what I'm saying? So when these dudes be coming with metaphysics this and metaphysics that, man, you serving Satan. You know we're going to have to go ahead and just hold what you got. Make sure, because we done dealt with it before. But just for the clarity's sake, because we can't have these niggas around here talking about that's the white man, or this ain't one no angel. Because he said worshiping angels right here, then, or worshiping Malachim right here. Then. But let's look at Galatians chapter 1. Let's just see what Paul say right here. 1 and 5. Well, 1 and 6, pardon me. The muffin say, give us some of them vanilla wafers you got over there, D, and stop cuffing. Say, I like vanilla wafers. I'm going to just gum them. It says, I marvel that you are soon removed from him that called you into the grace of a Mashiach unto another gospel, which is not another. But there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of a Mashiach. But though we or Malachim from Shamahim preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. And as we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that you have received, let him be accursed. Now I say the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field and beguiled her. Come on back to Colossians chapter 2 now. Because we know what happened to that serpent in the garden. What happened to him? He got what? And don't we read in Revelation it said that the names for Satan was the devil, the dragon, that old serpent. So that's how we know that was the devil that talking to her. You got stupid niggas teaching that there's a literal walk. I told you about that, a literal walking snake. Niggas said they found the artifact of a walking snake. Nigga, you ain't found, what you been smoking? You ain't found no walking, talking snake. Nigga, you sound dumb. But the thing is, though, is because, some stuff you got to have a little bit of sense. You know, if it's got snake there, or serpent there, we know that's somebody who's slick, deceitful. Not a literal snake, nigga. Read verse 18 again. We'll also look at something in 1 Timothy chapter 2 and go along with it. He say, let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of Malachim, intruding into those things which he have not seen, vainly puffed up in his fleshly mind. That's when you sit back and you look and say, what we were just talking about not too long ago, last night. Knowledge puff up. See, Satan was puffed up in his mind because you know he had to be fleshly. Hold what you got. Let's verify if Satan is fleshly with John 8 and 44. Let's just verify if he had a carnal fleshly mind or not. Hello. And after you look at that, get Romans chapter 8 and verse 5. We'll work all the way around at 1 Timothy 2 and 9 in a minute. But we got to establish if Satan had a fleshly mind. Thanks. I'm surprised you ain't took that off your head yet. 8 and 44, let's see what he say. Let me get on the right page though. We'll make it 43. He said, why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in it. When he speak a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So let's look at Romans 8 and 5, because he said he was a murderer and there wasn't no truth in it. What does the law say about killing? Thou shalt what? What does the law say about lying? Don't bear no false witness. And he say lying an abomination. If he said you're the lust of your father, you will do. If you're motivated by lust, then what you motivated by? You motivated by the flesh, didn't you? So then he's puffed up in his fleshly mind. And then what happened with Eve? What did she end up getting puffed up with? Her fleshly mind. She was thinking carnally and not spiritually and got. This is how niggas get got with metaphysics or more science temple or Kabbalah or whatever, mysticism, Kundalini, whatever them niggas, chakras and all. I told you I seen a nigga say Yah is Allah. I don't know nothing about that.
Arm, leg, arm, hand.
Oh, see, that's a whole nother thing.
That's you.
But see, that's a whole nother, see, you gotta understand something. The arm, leg, arm, head is 5% of lingo. 5%ers come out Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam don't teach that. You know what I'm saying? See, when I was in prison, I got my hands on the Nation of Islam teachers. English lesson C1, all that type of stuff. The 5%ers took that, but they added more stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? They added the supreme alphabet, the supreme mathematics, the I am Lord and Master. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Which is Islam acronym. They added the arm, leg, arm, head. See, God is man. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff got its root in metaphysics because Nation of Islam is birthed from the Moorish Science Temple, which is birthed from metaphysics. Because then we were looking at, then I read that to you last night, say Noble Drew Ali took all his teachings from various mystics and metaphysical readings over time and put them all together. He cherry picked, and then Fard Muhammad was a part of the Moorish Science Temple, left, started the Nation of Islam. He gave that garbage to Elijah Muhammad, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? And now you got niggas, and then guess how they used it to propagate this in the late 80s, early 90s? Brand Nubian, po-righteous teachers. You know what I'm saying? Because they were proponents of 5%ers, and then Wu-Tang, and that's all they needed with them. Because they got bigger. See, Brand Nubian had a space, po-righteous teacher had a space, but they never got that big. Wu-Tang got big. So now 5% knowledge is from coast to coast. When it was really just a subculture at the time in pocket cities where they were at. Anywhere where basically Nation of Islam or Moorish Science temples were at. Which is Chicago, New York, Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Atlanta.
I bet I'm talking about, but it came to Atlanta a little later though. Like, you know, the Nation of Islam was birthed in Detroit. You know what I'm talking about? Their main strongholds was Detroit, Chicago, and New York City. You know what I'm saying? They might have had groups filter into LA, you know what I'm saying, and Atlanta. But they main, because you can find a main stronghold of them niggas in them three cities right now to this day. And just because Atlanta's a transplant city. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people who live there are not even from them. Just like a majority of people who live in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is becoming one of them type of cities. Most of the people who live here are not from here. So you got to be careful with that type of stuff. You know, that's why when them New York niggas, see, most of the time, the New York niggas, when they move down these ways, and they been come up in this type of stuff, because they got all them schools in New York for this stuff, and the same with Chicago too. You know what I'm saying? When they come down south to these places, quite naturally, they going to open up shop with that. You know what I'm saying? And then a generation of people who down here, who not familiar with that stuff, we end up seeing it, and then seeking it out, see what they talking about. And again, like I told you last night, what it appeals to, because it appeals to black people of this, black people of that. You're not a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Mess around with the Muslims, they gonna give you a job, you know what I'm saying? What? And then you gonna roll, you don't care what they teaching. They can tell you can blow baboon booty, but that nigga gave me a job though. You know what I'm saying? I know it, Mike. Romans 8:4. Make it 5. He say, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Elohim, for it is not subject to the law of Elohim, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Elohim. So we see right now, obviously we can already see how Satan came at Eve. There was nowhere in the world he could please the Most High. And then what ended up happening with Eve? Did she please it? Why? Because she was thinking in the flesh. Because I'm warning you about this stuff here. Look at Ephesians chapter 6. I'm warning about you this stuff for a reason. Because regardless of where you think, well, I don't deal with all, because Lank talking about, Lank just said last night, well, I be at work. And niggas at work is talking about metaphysics. It's talking about this, that, that, and the other. Well, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have heard nobody having these type of conversations because of the internet. You know what I'm saying? And if your heart is not girded up and your mind is not girded up, nigga come in and talk about you with this stuff, and you've been entertained. Because all the nigga need to feel, all the nigga got to see is, boy, I can get him for 30 seconds. If a nigga feel like I can catch you for 30 seconds to pay attention to what I'm talking about, I might can sell you. Might can get you to buy what I'm selling. See, because most men are talk that when they come to approaching a woman. You know what I'm talking about? If I can get her to bite for 30 seconds, I might can get it. Because if a woman don't want to talk to you, she shuts you down real fast. But if I can get her to stop and listen, I can get her. Because she entertaining me. They teach that with salesmen. When they come to the door, if I can just grab your ear, boy, you might buy what I'm selling. Y'all know I ain't lying, because some of y'all done bought some stuff you ain't even need to buy. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all you done got like that? That's all it took. You know why? Because he said, I got you to listen. I got you to listen. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Being for real. Ephesians 6 and about 11, or 6 and 10. That's why we be hammering this stuff home about a whole bunch of stuff, man. Better gird up your heart. Gird up the loins of your mind. That's why it's what Peter told you. Gird up your loins. Show yourselves to be men. Don't let nobody get you. Don't let nobody make no fool out you. And you say, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High. You say, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You know what I'm saying? See, when you gird yourself, because you know what that means to say the wiles of the devil, right? You know what that means? In layman's terms. What do it mean?
His devices.
His devices, his tactics. You know what I'm saying?
He's petty.
You know what I'm saying? But look how he came though. Look how he came at Eve. He came at Eve with a tactic of, you'll be like God. You know what I'm saying? To play on your pride, to play on your desire to want to know something. Like we looked at last night. Some people just want to learn something new. A lot of dudes get got because they just want to learn something new. It said, put on the whole, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You turn around and look at it. We ain't wrestling against flesh and blood. Now we coming back to 1 Samuel chapter 30, because we're trying to work our way to something. You know what I'm saying? But what we were looking at is 2 women being taken captive. And what we were looking at, we didn't read the verse back in Matthew 23 yet, but Lord will, we're going to get back to it. Because what ends up happening is, and these wicked men with this word, they use their word to take people captive. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually women. Because you go in these Sunday churches and who you going to see in there mainly? Women. You know what I'm saying? And what do them single women usually like to do? Try to convince a nigga they interested in to go in there with them. And that nigga will pretend that he's listening to whatever that is that you talking about to get in your drawers. And that's why I be telling y'all that now. Y'all women now. But don't be no fool and think, oh, well, he know he is Israelite and we in this way. He wouldn't do that. Okay. Okay. Some of these niggas will sit back and play the game just long enough just to go ahead and split them uprights. You know what I'm talking about? Then they feel like he married you, and then if he already ain't got he don't care nothing about divorcing you and leaving you and going to fool with somebody else. That's not going to bother him. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, well, dang, I can't get married again. I got to be single. Next thing he did, he split another set of uprights. He don't care. You know what I'm saying?
It's good.
It's good.
No.
I'm telling y'all that because a man will do that. A man will sit there because see, y'all still don't be looking at is, if this man ain't got no standard to himself, he ain't got no fear of God in his heart, that nigga will pretend like he godly around you. Then when you don't see him, well, that nigga is peeking and geeking and freaking everywhere he want to go.
Is that gonna happen to you? Yeah, sit down somewhere.
Life changer.
He ain't never heard your pride. I'm for real though. It's the same thing with the women too. It go both ways though. You can't be that simple though. So y'all be around here, you want to be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and this thing is all good and you know what I'm saying? You can't be no fool. You can't be no fool. When you sit back and you know in Ezekiel, you say they come in front of me as my people come and they hear my words, but they won't do them. You know what I'm saying? It's too many people all across this world hear this man's word and get right up and go do what they want to do right after they heard it. And y'all go to think about, boy, that was a good word. Boy, I don't see how a nigga do that and you doing it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you now. What the verse we in now? Verse 13. What's going on? If we in Ephesians 6 and 13. It said, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Elohim, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Because remember what he said, now take heed lest you fall. You know what I'm saying? You got people who think they standing, but they set up for a fall. See, we're going to look at that there about, especially with knowledge being puffing up. Because Eve failed, because knowledge puffed her up. Anybody can think, I got two people in my mind. Y'all can think of anybody else who, they got some knowledge, they got puffed up and they failed, even though they thought they were standing. That's one. That ain't who I had in my mind, that's one. You got anybody else? What about you? Who? I give you that too. That ain't who I had in my mind, I give you that too though. What about you? We ain't gonna call you Coco. At least not the whole part. Just call you Coco.
I'm gonna go back to Paul.
Coco Crisp? Yeah. Coco Crisp?
Me, Coco Chris?
No, Coco Crisp. Instead of Coco the Hope, we talking to Coco Crisp. That's a real man. That's a baseball player. That's your fault. You the one told us they called him that. You could have just kept it long with the joke from last week about Sweet Peter Jeter, but you threw it out. You did this to yourself. You did this. Now you know that I got to clown you about it for the entire day. I may not mention it again after the day.
I will. Well, Mama told me not to answer to the name, and
But you the one. But you said you answered to Coco.
he's dead. He's in a ditch somewhere.
He in a ditch, but yet you told us they called you Coco, and you didn't even have to say the whole part. You just slid that in on the second time when you were in there.
That's all.
Trying to brag and whatnot on the
Trying to brag. Shoot, nigga, they called me Coco the Hoe and stuck his leg out with it too. Stuck his leg out with it too, like he had a pair of gaiters on or something.
Yeah, they say he had something with a third foot.
Oh yeah, did he say it? What did he say the third what?
He said he poking with the third.
With the third foot. But you ain't gonna answer.
You would have said something. I had to clean it up.
Try to see it, just let it be known. I get off. I do my thing. Nigga say, I got a reputation. Nigga say, I got references. You know what I'm talking about? Look at it. That's why he did that there. You shoot nigga with my third foot. And he stuck his foot out on that one there and dropped his hand back behind the chest. Like he's 65. Telling his grandkids about his glory days. Shoot, son, grandson. Knock him down. Like this here boy, they call me Barry Bonds, boy out the paw. You know, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, young freak. You gotta bear with me. Like this here, man, you could have seen all this your fault. Because we could have just stopped.
I'm just real transparent, you know,
and we love you for it. I ain't let because you give us free material. And we love you for it. You know what I'm saying? We love you for it. They said we go on the road stand up, boy, like this here. Like, who is he talking? We gonna never say a real name. Say, who is he talking about? No, we never messing with you though. But come on, what you got somebody for us? Okay, my bad. You got aggressive right there. Don't hurt me, son. Don't hurt me.
And also Judas.
Yeah. I bruise easy. You're right, though. All those are good examples. You know, I had Miriam and Aaron in my mind. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And also Korah. But we can look at some of all the people that y'all mentioned, because these are correct people. That's why I be telling y'all, don't be scared to ask, because iron sharpen iron. There's certain stuff you can look at stuff in a different perspective, because all these people got puffed up with information that they had received. Even Peter. You know what I'm saying? All these things, remember what Paul told us. These things were written for examples for our admonition or our warning. You know what I'm saying? Because we know in the end, Peter and Paul were not wicked men. You know what I'm saying? They just were moving too fast with the level of information that they had. You know what I'm saying? And they had to be humbled. Because Peter's situation was different. Peter was ready to ride, not understanding you can't ride. You know what I'm saying? His situation was a little different, because Peter ready to go to war. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know we done discussed this. If it would have been allowable for them to war, Peter was going to fight. Peter wasn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't running. He wasn't hiding. Like I told you to talk about it in the past. Peter showed you that. He upped his fire real quick. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody had to say, Peter, what you gonna do, what it is. Wow, what's happening?
I'm here.
You know what I'm saying? And I bet now one of you niggas better move. They say it's about 1,000 y'all out here. It ain't nothing but me and the Lord, boy. I'm trying to tell you, boy, we going down together.
And that imuna.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, but in truth though, man, that's where his mind at though. This is my mate, this is my Lord, this is my home. I'm riding for him. And I don't care how many of y'all it is out here. Boy, it's just gonna be me and him then. If he gonna die, I'm dying with it. You know what I'm saying? And if we get up out of here, we might have some bumps and bruises, but I bet you this here, I ain't leaving.
Oh, how wonderful a faithful friend.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't leaving him though. That's the mind he had though. That's the same type of mind we got to have, just period. You sit back in the face of adversity that all things coming against you. Peter like, I ain't going. I ain't going. We supposed to have that same mind. No matter what I'm facing with, no matter what's in front of me, boy, I'm riding with him. I'm riding with him. It's like this, you got to understand something. Peter didn't know what Job said or Jeremiah said or any of these other things said. Even the things I showed y'all last night, I got something in 2 Kings to show you. They didn't know. You got to go. You got to be forsaken. You know what I'm saying? We got to leave you here. Look at this here, man. Look at what he tell you to take on. Where we at? Verse 14. He say, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth and having on the breastplate of righteousness, your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and above all, taking the shield of faith, with you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. That's what you got to be able to do to guard your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have that helmet on, meaning if you got the helmet on, you got the word in your heart and in your mind and your inward part. Therefore, you would know Yah, and you would not depart from him. That way, that meant, see, if she would have had the helmet of salvation on when he came and introduced that information to her, she wouldn't have went for it. You know what I'm saying? She would have did, look at Matthew 16 and 19. We still holding Colossians 2 and Romans 2. Look at what the Lord say when Peter was speaking with a fleshly mind. Look what he said. Matthew 16 and 19. About 16 and 21. Ain't you a little big for that, Stinks? I noticed out of this, she always said she been going harder lately, boy. She don't even take that thing out of her mouth no more.
This one you see him.
I know, because she was laying down sleeping, was trying to do her best not to take her thumb out of her mouth. He said, from that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples that how he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savor not the things that be of Elohim, but those that be of men. We see that same thing back in the beginning. He savored the things that are of men and not with the more. When she told him what God said, he was like this here, oh, you ain't gonna die. And then he played to the things that be of men. See, the things that be of the flesh and of men, that should be an offense to you when somebody come at you with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to say the same, man, get behind me, get away from me. You know what I'm saying? Get away from me. Which is what I was talking about earlier, looking at the world through your rear view. You are behind me. And when you somebody behind you, then what you can't do? No, I'm talking about if something is behind you, you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Why you people say, I got your back? Because you can't see what's behind you. You know what I'm talking about? You can only see what's in front of you. You can't see what you can feel what's behind you, but you can't see what's behind you. You know what I'm saying? When you've came from death into life, and from the world into the heavens, into the on high, and from unrighteousness to righteousness, man, that's an offense to me. Nigga, come out, boy, you gonna smoke? Nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Oh man, I've been coming across this metaphysics, man. This stuff deep. What? That's stuff of men. You know what I'm talking about? That's an offense to me. Because that's what he say, getting vainly puffed up in your fleshly mind. That's how we end up getting got. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Jeremiah 17. We get to Colossians chapter 2 after this. I know I want 1 Timothy chapter 2 and 9 too. We get to that too. Jeremiah 17 and 9. And it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahuwah, search the heart, and I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing. Because in the book of Proverbs, Solomon say, he that trusts in his own heart is a fool. You know what I'm saying? That's why Paul is sitting here telling you, if you get vainly puffed up in your fleshly mind, because you know heart just another word to describe your mind. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts. So you got to sit back and think about it. This man say the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? That's why he say there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You know, a lot of people be more concerned about doing what they want to do. You know, a lot of people ain't worried about being right with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever I'm doing, I want to be on the right side of the ledger. It's more of, well, shoot, feels good to me. Looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? And when you get vainly lifted up in that carnal mind, you know what ends up happening? You're going to fall. That's what I'm sitting there telling you, got to guard your mind. So you just can't be walking around loose. Well, shoot, nigga, I don't look at all that stuff. Because what'll happen is, that's why I be telling y'all when we look at certain stuff, and he say, take heed to the things that you have heard, lest they slip. Because when y'all don't be locking this stuff in your brain, all it take is a nigga to say something to you that sound plausible, and you gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing a nigga can say to me. Only because I was privy to all that information before the word. You know what I'm saying? So I know the word true, so ain't nothing a nigga can say to me. Because whatever book he referencing, I probably done read it. Whatever information he got, I probably done ran across it or something similar to it. So he ain't gonna be able to get me. But boy, if you not privy to that stuff, boy, nigga make it sound real good. Real good. And you'll go to thinking. And you might not come and tell nobody that you heard this here, but you just be sitting by yourself stewing it. Man, I wonder what he meant when he said that. You know the next thing you do? I'm going to research it. And next thing you know what happened? You talking about you a God that's half naked somewhere. Or you talking about you a God walking around here talking about hotel. You know what I'm talking about? Talking about quasars and base metals and I'm an alchemist and all that old crazy stuff. I'm telling you. Come on back to Colossians chapter 2. That's why you better guard your mind. Better put that helmet on. That's what he's sitting there telling you. Say the kingdom of the Most High. Is it what you say, Corey?
I'm talking about good mind, protect your spirit and mind.
Mm-hmm. They ain't protect theirs though.
Not at all.
Cause that nigga Big Gip say I want that cash and all of them went after it. You know, we sit back, you think about them when we were young, man, we ain't never think them boys would go out like that. They ain't never made another album like that one ever since.
Nope.
Ain't even came close. Stop, Lizzie. This ain't the time for it. 2:18, because Lizzie was ready to go. Let no man beguile you of your reward in voluntary humility and worshiping of Malachim, intruding into those things which ye have not seen, vainly puffed up in his fleshly mind, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands have nourishment ministered, and knit together increase with the increase of the Most High. What do you think that means when he say not holding the head? Listen what he said. Listen to what he said now. And not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered, knit together with the increase with the increase of Elohim. What you think he mean when he say not holding the head?
You put too much on a man's mind.
What you think he mean by not holding the head? We actually talked about it last night. I mentioned it. I surely did. We sure did read it last night. What y'all think that mean when he say not holding the head? I'm going to read it again. Actually listen to what he's saying. Slow your mind down. Listen to what he's saying. And not holding the head. He said you are intruding into those things which you have not seen. You're vainly puffed up in your fleshly mind, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands have nourishment, ministered, and knit together, increasing with the increase of the Most High.
Not having on the helmet.
Try again. You're getting closer. Try again. You're getting closer. Nobody knows. Ecclesiastes 12, and about verse 11. And after you get your Ecclesiastes 12, get your Ephesians chapter 5, about verse 26. I was focusing on the word body for a reason. That's where it's supposed to click. Make it 9, verse 9. He said you're not holding the head. He said, and then the head is what's keeping the body nourished. Now you got to already sit back and look at something. The brain don't nourish the body. You know what I'm saying? The brain sends signals to the rest of the body to operate and work. You know what I'm saying? The brain, you know what nourishes the body is the nutrients that's shooting through the bloodstream. The really thing that nourishes the body is the digestive system. So when you heard the head nourish the body, you're supposed to already know what that was telling you. That this talking about your king. See, look at here, follow me though. He say, and moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. If he's teaching the people knowledge, what is he doing? He's nourishing them. See, hold on. Look at the song. Go to Psalms 111 that Jim Dandy chose. Just look at one thing in there. Look at Psalm 111. And verse 5. Listen what he says. Psalms 111 and verse 5. Listen what he says now. He hath given meat unto them that fear him. He will be ever mindful of his covenant. He hath showed his people the power of his works, that he may give them the heritage of the heathen. Do you not remember in the verse before that in Colossians, he said, you are vainly puffed up on things you have not seen? That's why he say, blessed are your eyes, for you have seen. But blessed are those that have not seen, yet believe. Because you didn't see it with your own two eyes. You seen it because it was written. And because it was rightly divided. Upright, even words of truth. Come on back to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. That's how we see Hamashiach, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to remember what we seen in Luke. When they seen him, they didn't know who he was. Until the word was given to him. And what did he give him to? Bread and meat. You think they were sitting there eating bread? You know what I'm talking about? They were eating the word. Remember, he described the word as meat. We know what John chapter 6, he said, my flesh is meat indeed. He that eat my flesh and drink my blood have everlasting life in them. You know what I'm saying?
Just like in the story, we said, give out your daily bread.
You know what I'm talking about? You got a lot of people, man, just like this here, man. I know sometimes some of y'all schedules can be hectic where you might not get to sit down and read the word like you want. You know what I'm talking about? But even if you don't sit down and read it like you want it, you can still meditate on the things that you have heard. You know what I'm talking about? You got to sit back and do it because David told you I meditate on your law day and night. You know what I'm saying? You can sit around because, hey, man, I know a lot of y'all got apps on your phone. You can pull it up at your leisure. You know what I'm talking about? So you have to take advantage of that. Like I said, man, I told y'all before, man, you ain't got to be going on no marathon sessions, read no 2-3 hours. You do that when you first start. When you like first start, because I know Kabir did it. When you first start, boy, it's like 2-3 hours straight. 4 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? But as you started dealing with it a little longer, boy, you can't read that like that no more. I can remember about 2010, I used to tell them, I'm like, man, I be feeling, I don't read the word as much as I used to. She be like, it's all right. I wouldn't think about it, I'm like, hey, there's no way, because you going to run across something, and your mind be like, boy, I'm going to just close this up and come back to it. When you've been done spent that many hours for a long period of time, you know what I'm saying, reading all the time, you can't be able to do that. Boy, I used to spend at one point about 5 to 6 hours a day. 5 to 6 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Every single solitary chance that I got. You're not going to do that forever. You know what I'm saying? It's not even plausible. You know what I'm saying? I done told you before, it ain't about how much you read in a day. It ain't even about how many videos you watch in a day. It's about how much information you retain and apply. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's really about. How much of it did you retain and how much of it did you put in application? That's the goal. When you deal with a lot of these Israelites, why they plateau and they stop, because it's more about how much information I can gather. how many videos I can watch, how much scripture I can read, how many epistles I can read. How much of it did you read and you remember? How much of it do you remember and you understand the underlying message and the point behind it and what you were supposed to be executing? Like what we're looking at this afternoon and what? Well, you got to be careful when people come with old carnal information, lest that old deceitful mind of yours go to catch it to it, you lose your reward. Because niggas come with it. They come with it. Because you got to end up looking at something. Because of Eve's disobedience, she lost it all. Because what did Adam turn around and do? Follow behind her. But we know why he followed behind her. I'm going to die for my wife. So somebody got to come back around and recover that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't feel captive. Because we know he that commits sin is deserving of sin. I mean, I'm captive right now. Satan took this woman captive. And why was she taken captive? On lust. So we got to make sure we don't get taken captive by our own lust. Because I want this, or I want to do that, or I like this person. Or that. You have to sit back and look at, is that genuine interest or is that lust? And it ain't got to be talking about no person. You know what I'm saying? Is this genuinely something that I desire and want to do because I want to do it? Or is it just my flesh willing enough? Like, I want to be a trainer. So that's just not, oh, I can do this and make some money. I want to do that. See, something that you want to do, you ain't got to be forced to go do it. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't going to be sitting back looking at carnal reasons for doing it, this, that. Now, I know everybody got jobs. They don't want to do it. I got to do it. You know what I'm talking about? That's a little different. I just use that as an example because, hey, man, I like to lift weights. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy it. I could do it every day if I had the money to buy enough food. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to eat a lot. Every single day. I could go to the gym 6 days a week. Literally. You know what I'm saying? We could almost say 7 because I could go at night Saturday night and come back Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? Well, you looking crazy. You know I do it too. Who, boy, I used to train 5 days a week, sometimes twice. Boy, you see me train legs twice in the same day, so you know I do it. Once in the morning and the afternoon. Hey, you didn't hear me complain about it. It sucked when they locked up and you laughed at me when I was laying in the street. But that's all right, though. Yeah, my leg locked up on me when I got out of the car. He just sitting there laughing at me. I'm telling all I can do is just sit there trying to straighten out. He ain't come to leg and say, you want some help? He just sit, you know what I'm saying? Just sat there laughing at me.
You'll be all right.
They like to say, get the knot out my hamstring. Help me out. Shoot.
You better call your woman for that.
Hey, man, I would care, boy. I'll tell you, boy, I was in prison, boy. I appreciate that nigga Reggie to this day, boy. I went to go up for a layup and came down, and my leg cramped up, and boy, I had a knot in my hamstring this here big, and he came and got it out for me. Boy, I said, boy, I'm buy you something when the window open. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, boy. That thing, that was painful. Hey, boy, hey, man, I know it seems like some stuff like this here, boy. Nigga cramped up like that, I gotta be able to help you out, boy. That's pain.
Yeah, please.
Well, if you cramped up, I help you out unless you got a cramp in your glutes, then you're on your own. And glutes in a thigh, you're on your own.
When I asked for you to put that ice house on my back.
Oh, I ain't rubbing nothing on nigga back.
But he wanted me to put like, rub like a...
Hey, boy, that's a little, hey, but your wife in there at the time, though.
You see where I'm coming from now.
But I mean, that's a little different now, because now you talking about rub, oh, no. Oh, no. Man, all I'm saying about, boy, I've been to prison. Boy, you ask no man rub nothing on your wife. You know what I'm saying? Boy, this here, boy, nigga say, boy, I've been to prison. Boy, talking about rub something on a nigga bite. Nigga be like this here, boy.
You want to grow over there and rub the hamstring? You want to grow over there and rub the hamstring?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't call you over there to do it, but I'm just like this here, though. Rub. Man, you better wait for a little buff to get around here. I love you. I don't love you that much. You know what I'm saying? Nigga come in here, they gonna be looking at, what are you doing? Nigga like this here, it's been gay. I bet you been gay, nigga. Bet you have. Like this here, that I'm talking about, that be, hey, I'm telling you something, boy, that be one of the things, boy, you like this here, I help you out. Boy, you hoping nobody walk through the door and see that. Nigga say he needed me to put some icy hot on his back. They on the phone right now. I just came in the house. That nigga was rubbing stuff on his back. That nigga is gay. How you know I seen him? And he was on his lower back too, bro. I'm telling you. Little mother walking in here like this here, I'm ashamed. I can't even live here no more. I gotta go. I'm telling you. Come on, man. Verse 10. I can't mess with y'all. Verse 9, I can't mess with y'all. I can't mess with y'all. He said, moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yeah, he gave good heed, sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words. That which was written was upright, even words of truth. Ain't no telling. The words of the wise are as goads, as nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. If it's a master assembly, what does that mean? What's another word for assembly, gentlemen? What's another word for congregation, gentlemen?
The body.
The body. So the master of the body. There you go. Ephesians 5 and 26.
The head controls the body.
And you can see that in that when we look at 1 Corinthians 12. You know what I'm saying? Body fitly framed together. And when you're going to sit back and look at that in Ephesians 5 where he say the head give nourishment. In because that means to serve. We know Mashiach said, I did not come to be ministered unto. I came to minister. So that means I came to nourish you. You weren't to nourish me. Now I think you can see where I'm coming from. Let me get on around to Ephesians 5 and 26. 23 is even better. He says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as a Mashiach is the head of the body, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the body is subject unto a Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as a Mashiach also loved the body and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious body, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that it should be kodesh and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that love his wife, love himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourished and cherished it, even as the Lord the body. You turn around and look at Eve, even what she did. Adam didn't hate his wife. And what he ended up doing, tilling the ground to feed her, to nourish her. And he cherished her all the days of his life. You turn around and look at Colossians, he's telling you that they don't hold the head. Now the first thing we started with was John 5:39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. So the things that they don't know, they speak about things they don't know. And since they're not holding the head or holding the son, they can't get nourished. And you know what happens when you don't get nourished.
Yeah.
And you know what that go back to? Carnal mind. Vainly puffed up. Because y'all know, some of y'all know, I know you know. I'm talking about directly. You know them niggas who don't believe in the Lord talk a lot of trash about stuff they don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No shame.
Get real greasy. Your idol. J.C. remember we looked at that on Wednesday. Because he told us don't bow down to no graven image. But yet he told us to bow down to a Mashiach though. So he can't be no idol. You know what I'm saying? They like, y'all bow down to Jesus. I don't bow down to no white man. I don't know what you talking about. Nigga, I don't bow down to no white man with a police. When the police talking about get on your knees, I'm like this here, but you gonna have to cuff me standing up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up now, they be like, get on your knees. Boy, I ain't never did that there, man. Well, you gonna have to band me on my neck or something. Boy, I ain't getting on my knees, man. That's just something that just as a man, that don't even sound right. You want me to do what?
And so then that makes me think about the whole marriage. Oh, get down on one knee and...
Nah, it ain't even just on nothing sexual. When you somebody on their knees, that's a sign of I'm subservient to you. You stronger than me. You better than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting on my knees for you, man. You can handcuff me standing up, man. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is this right here. What I need to get on my knees for. You know what I'm saying? That's really a sign of authority, domination. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at people who go to them dominatrix and all that crazy stuff, that's what they want people to do. Get on their knees, get on all fours. Look at you looking. You like that type of stuff. Yeah, you like that type of stuff. Say it. Old dominatrix. They say if it wasn't for the word, she might be doing that for a living. Spanking niggas with paddles and whatnot. That nigga like that type of stuff. Oh God, that nigga like that type of stuff though. That's why she looking like that. Don't roll your eye, cause you know you do. Yeah, you do too.
Yeah, well,
You know you do too. I didn't talk about handcuffs and what the hell and studded belts.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Ease up.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? Like this here, y'all want to hurt somebody.
Drop blood.
I'm talking about leashes and whatnot, choking people, choke collars. Look at you laughing. You probably done had one. See that there? That nigga done had one. That nigga done had a choke collar. That nigga right there. I don't know about you. You probably done had some handcuffs and old studded belts. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they don't want to. They want to do that to somebody else. Hell, I told they want to be dominatrix. I know that nigga. That nigga like that stuff. You look like one of them. Don't shake your head, cause you know. You know what I'm talking about? It's all right if you freaking. Corey say he cool with it. He cool with his freakiness. He said you be cool with y'all.
Oh, man.
Come on right by and get him, then. We gonna mess with. It's all right. Corey, you ain't do no freaky stuff like that, dude.
Oh.
Look at Troy. Troy knows stories. Troy knows stories. Troy sat there and look at him what? I'm like, we gon', you know.
I was never dominated, period.
You know what? I'm gonna keep on moving because the way Troy just jumped right there, that scared me.
Because he been waiting.
Oh, he been waiting. But guess what? When the camera go off, we'll find out then. And guess what? Troy might give us about 4 weeks worth of material. 4 weeks worth. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't, like I said, man, call me son. I ain't with all that crazy freaky stuff. Y'all keep that stuff at the front door. Yeah. Choke collars, all that type of stuff. Hey, well, I'm telling you, boy, no handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be shackled up. Man, who want to hang? No locked doors. I don't see how anybody enjoy that. They're being restrained.
No.
Got bad memories, man. Bad memory. Only time niggas see handcuffed, nigga JSO coming. You know what I'm talking about? And then after that, I was going to prison. They got you shackled up like a slave. No, I ain't no slave. I'm good on that. You like they said, oh no. Oh no. I just made it because they had an episode, that old episode of Married with Children on when they went over there to London when they were trying to kill him. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? And they was in there, Marcy and them all in there doing that domination stuff. Them people crazy. See, y'all, some of y'all too young to know what we talking about. Y'all know who Al Bundy is?
That's the real wearing the people's skin.
No, that's Ted Bundy. That was a real human being. From down south, he was a serial killer. Yeah. Married with Children. What's going on, Tom? Yeah, that was a real killer. A real stone cold killer. You know what I'm saying? But no, that was a TV show, Married with Children. Man, that show was on about 20 years. That show came on before The Simpsons. Let's put it that way. When The Simpsons came on, The Simpsons was a skit on the Tracy Ullman show. And it spun off to his own show. Married with Children came out the same year the Tracy Ullman show came out. So I tell you how long The Simpsons been rolling.
They pushing 20, 30 years now.
Yeah, The Simpsons was one of the first shows on when Fox became a network. Fox only been a network about 30 years. Maybe not even that long. Because I want to say late 80s, early 90s when Fox became a network. Oh, Rupert Murdoch. Y'all know who that is? Oh, old nasty bastard. You know what I'm talking about? That's all it is. Probably touching some young children right now with a nasty self. But let me finish this here. What we at about? Ephesians 5. And so you said, but come back to Colossians chapter 2. You'll be surprised, man. All the news stuff you see on TV, boy, it's owned by about 6 companies. So y'all see what that means about not holding the head, which the body and the joints and bands have nourished and ministered, knit together with the increase of with God. See, when you sit back and you realize something, when something nourished, that means it's growing. See, come over here to 1 Peter chapter 2 by verse 4, or verse 1. And then after 1 Peter 2 verse 1, come on the second epistle of John. One way or another, we work our way back around I guess we'll save those that fail. Because it's about 5 o'clock. I ain't got time to touch on that. We want to be able to do that. Give it the proper care that it deserves. You know what I'm saying? 1 Peter 2 and 1. Say, wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisy and envies and evil and all evil speakings. You know, I told you, like the brother say, he deemed saying nigga evil. I ain't gonna say that's no evil speaking, especially when you know the genesis of the word and where it really come from. You do your research. Even they really just took something and flipped it to something else. You know what I'm talking about? But y'all know what evil speaking is, and you ain't got to just be cussing and be speaking evil. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, a lot of times, you be speaking evil because the intent on why you say something or state something was evil, even though the words you may have used were not evil. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at a Mashiach on the pole, on the torture stake, on the tree. Come down. If you be the son of... See, the words that they used weren't evil, but the place of where they came from out of their heart was. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so it ain't what you say. It's how you say it and the heart or mind frame and mind state that you're saying it from. You catch yourself to say something out of spite or to be malicious or hurtful. It's better for you just keep your mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? It even tell you that in the book of Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? If you finna think of evil, put a hand over your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to what he tell you in James, if a man can't bridle his tongue, then his religion is vain. You know what I'm saying? If you sit back and you say you serve the Lord, you don't know how to close your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when to hold your peace. You don't know if something finna come out your mouth that could be misconstrued or taken the wrong way. You don't know when to be quiet. Does that mean that every time you're going to be able to hold it back, but you should be able to do it more times than not? There's going to be sometimes you say stuff, it's going to offend people, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. All you can do is be able to repent and regain your brother. You know what I'm talking about? Or regain yourself. It's going to be sometimes you can say stuff, man, and you know where you was coming from when you said it. Because most of y'all in here know y'all have said things to people for the explicit purpose to cut. You know what I'm talking about? You know that why you said it. Doesn't matter if it was factual or not. Your whole motivation was, I'm finna hurt this nigga to the utmost I can hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody done did it to somebody at one point in time, and ain't nobody exempt from that, boy. Nobody. Everybody done did it like, boy, I know if I say this right here, this gonna push this button. And I'm finna push it. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna push it. Well, that's evil speaking. You know what I'm saying? That came from an evil place. There's a difference when I'm just stating facts. Cause you stating fact, hey, it is what it is, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You mad, whatever the case, but you know when it's not coming from that state because you pre-thinking it in your mind. I bet I hurt this nigga with this one. So you have to really be careful with that, have to guard your mouth. You can call, I'm telling you, man, if you can control your mouth, you can control everything else. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control your mouth, you're going to have a hard time controlling everything else. Because sometimes there is no shame in saying nothing. Look what he said. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. If so be you have tasted that the Lord is gracious. Because he done already told you that the head nourishes the body. If it's the sincere word of the Lord, then that's coming from him. That's the things of the food that he's offering for the nourishment of your body. Or to his intents and purposes, his body. And we are members of his body. You know what I'm saying? That's why he say knit together. Like I said, we could go back and we could look at 1 Corinthians 12 and we could see that. Where he sit back and say we are members one of another. You know what I'm saying? The foot's not greater than the hand. The eye's not greater than the nose. It's all joined and band together. Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones. A cohesive unit working together. And for your body to be worked, you got to feed it, right? And you know what we be messing up at? It's the same way we look at our natural body. We'll put anything into it. You know what I'm saying? We'll put anything into it. We don't really sit back and care. Then that's when we wonder why it breaks down and it don't function right. So then when you look at it spiritually, you can't eat anything. Everything is not nourishment. Jeremiah said, open your mouth wide and I will fill it. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about with his word to eat that roll like he told Ezekiel. And all these other places you see talking about eating the word. It's the nourishment to your soul. You know what I'm saying? You around here eating metaphysics. You around here eating Islam. That's like eating Dunkin' sticks and coffee cakes. You know what I'm talking about? Eating honey buns. Eat McDonald's, shoot.
At that point.
Let's just take it all the way worse. Just eat McDonald's.
That's fact.
I just seen somebody the other day say, how a McDonald's salad $6-7 and a cheeseburger and some fries $2.50. Somebody say, nigga, because it ain't real food. Nigga said it ain't real food. She said, you ain't lying. But that's real though. 1,000 different cows can be in a patty. You know what I'm saying? Nigga say eating pat, that's not the dumpster. That's straight up nuclear waste. I'm talking. Look here, man. Look here, man. I don't even think the animals would. If they brought that meat to the zoo, the animals would be like, I'm straight.
They left the food after 2 by the year. No animals are going to eat it.
Stuff that don't even decompose.
That's a problem. You can't make compost, that's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna put this in our body. You know what I'm saying? Even like being a little muffin, we talking about, she said when she first started going to Freshfield, Jim, Dan, you like, hey, it's all good, a couple extra dollars, it's real meat though. You know what I'm saying? I go ahead and spend them extra dollars for some real meat though. You know, a lot of people sit back down and look at that. I spend a couple extra dollars for some real meat. You know what I'm saying? I was talking with a brother today because he was like, niggas say, yeah, man, dudes need to be careful when they say this kosher status. And a woman had said something because he stay in D.C. So he was taking pictures of the Jewish supermarket, talking about everything kosher, and you know, all the standard like this here. And she was like, nigga, just because they say it's kosher don't mean nothing, nigga. She was like, how could you say that? You need to do more research. This is a black man defending these people. You know what I'm saying? She was like, nigga, you know these people wicked. She said, I done bought kosher stuff and seen the ingredients and it wasn't kosher. You know about where's your evidence? She didn't entertain them. She said what she had to say and she kept it moving. That's a woman of wisdom. I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with you, nigga. And remember that red nigga that you used to see in them videos talking about Esau with a black man? Remember that nigga?
Yeah.
Man, that nigga was riding with that. He was telling the nigga go to the temple with them people. Oh, that nigga done, man. That nigga done rejected the Lord and all. Boy, that nigga's long gone.
What's his name? Prophet something.
Yeah, probably 613, something like that. This nigga's name is Daniel, though. You know what I'm saying? When we did that little thing about the Lord, believing in the Lord or not, he was supposed to be on there, but he put somebody else in his place. For what reason, I do not know. He was like, oh, you can go to shul. You know what I'm saying? Nigga know Hebrew, speaking Yiddish, though. When he started dealing with Hebrew, that's when he rejected the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I didn't too much. I be like to say, I ain't never had no issue with Cuz. But when I seen Cuz say why Paul say a bishop got to have one wife, it was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And I knew right then that nigga certified stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I had a discussion with him directly about verses was saying the Lord, and he rejected them. I know, nigga, you what? And niggas think you nice? This nigga? You know what I'm saying? That'd be one of them things when you somebody we talking about somebody can fight real good and you end up in a squabble and you be like, this the nigga y'all talking about? This nigga? Even playing basketball or something, nigga like, well, that nigga nice, and you get on the court with the nigga. This nigga? This nigga. So this was the nigga you was finna bet your money on. I'm glad you kept it. You know what I'm saying? And I be careful with that stuff. Come on over here for second epistle of John. Oh, you all right over there?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. I think I got gas.
Look like you got it.
No, yeah, it shows. Constipated, no. I've been constipated before. It sucks. Worst thing in the world, man. Worst thing in the world. I know the mother was telling me last night, worst thing in the world is to have to use the toilet after having a baby. Thank the Lord I never know that feeling.
Kidney stones are pretty bad.
Okay, and how would you know that, sir?
Not bad.
Woo! I was hoping you was going to say you heard about it and you wasn't going to tell me that you had it.
Experience.
Yeah, I was hoping you was going to tell. I know it because that's calcium deposits. You had to pass them through your, through the front part.
Yes.
I was hoping you, because those calcium deposits are bigger than the hole. I know that motivated you to get your diet in line.
Yes.
I imagine. I ain't being funny right there, because I know, but I've heard stories.
Like, it's painful, bro.
I've heard stories about it. And I've heard that they're very painful.
You drink a lot of sweet tea and cake.
Yeah. And then he got all them calcium deposits in his kidney, and then they can't get through the kidney. And then the only way you can pass it is through your urethra.
It's a life changer.
You know what I'm saying? And all it is it's like it's just a bunch of calcium deposits. It sucks.
They say it's more painful than giving birth.
I bet it is. You think about it. I know it is. I know the women say there ain't nothing more painful than giving birth. Right. You try to pass a stone this big through a hole this big.
Yeah, my professor says it's like trying to put a rock through a straw. A rock through a straw.
I was literally scared every time.
I bet you would.
He doing the Peter Griffin over here.
Yeah, you can feel it. Just talk about it.
Thank the Lord you got through that. I know that's. I was hoping you were gonna tell
Like I
me you
said,
heard.
kale and potatoes. Kale and potatoes.
Yeah, kale and potato, but Mr. Piccadilly every time we leave the gym. I'm talking about kale
I
and
ain't been to
potatoes.
Piccadilly since.
I know you had. I know you had. That's only cause we was like, let's go to Sweet Tomato. Then we were hot when they ain't had no meat, cause he was cocked and stocked and ready to hit Piccadilly. So nigga, we ain't going no Piccadilly, nigga. No Piccadilly. They might have not mopped that floor since 2005. Nigga, ain't nobody coming in there. Mop it for what?
Straight up, though. Nigga, I'm like, what? He was ready to go too.
What you know? What you know, Troy? That nigga was ready. I said, nigga, we finna hit Sweet Tomatoes, nigga. Want no Piccadilly, nigga. That nigga went to Sweet Tomato. That nigga say, I'm coming back. That nigga eyes was like this here. That nigga just going, oh my goodness, the bread, the chili, the noodles. I was hot. I said, nigga, what happened to the chicken salad they used to have in here? It's nothing in here. Nothing but vegetables. We want some protein. Nigga gotta eat salad with beans. Look at him. Let me go. Let me finish this up for this nigga go before Mikey get crunk up. No. Verse 8 now. Verse 7, man. Second epistle of John, verse 7. We gotta get ready to go. For many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an anti-Mashiach. Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but we receive a full reward. Whosoever transgress and abide not in the doctrine of a Mashiach have not Elohim. He that abide in the doctrine of a Mashiach, he have both the Father and the Son. Listen to what he tell you. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him most high speed or God speed, meaning God be with you. That meaning, man, it don't make no sense to be watching teachers of niggas and you know they lying. It don't make no sense to sit back and entertain a nigga and you know they lying. Much less to say, shalom, brother. Y'all be with you. I done had people come to me like this here. All right, brother, peace.
Yeah.
I might say, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to give you no, I don't even want to leave you with my peace. All right, man, I'm gonna holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something. Most of them niggas don't talk to me. Because they know I will not entertain them. You know what I'm saying? Nigga tagged me in something the other day talking about 2nd Ezra chapter 7. I know most of y'all not familiar with that part. In 2nd Ezra chapter 7, it's saying something about it. My son Jesus will come. And after 400 years, such and such people going to die and go with him. Because one nigga say, well, it's somebody you tagged on this who followed the New Testament, but he don't believe in the 8th part. I'm like, nigga, you know it's me, nigga. You might as well just tag my name in it. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't even the issue, though. I'm telling him, we cannot accept 2nd Ezra chapter 7. There is nowhere in the law in the Tanakh that say that this man will come in 400 years and he'll do all this, that, and the other. And believe me, I had an apocrypha. And matter of fact, the one you had that the dog ate up. And they'll had our own. And we used to be able to pull the Lord out of certain places in it. But there were certain places like, I don't know about them. And 2nd Ezra chapter 7, one of them. The only part, he was pinpointing verses 25 to 31. You got one of them in your, in that thing right there? One of y'all bring it to me, I'll read it to you. One of y'all bring me your C4, I'll read it to you. He's still on that one now. I appreciate you, sir. I'm going to read y'all what he was talking about.
Like you said, you can't take part of it. You take the whole thing and you don't fool.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. You going to take some of it, you going to throw it away. Thank you, sir. Ain't it though? That's one of them books, boy, don't let nobody hit you with it. It's chapter 7, verse 25.
Get into a fight, that's what you're going to have in your hand, right?
Hey, boy, you had me tripping, talking about, he say I stomped that nigga in the wine. You talking about when you tagged him on that whole thing?
Yeah.
You say I stomped that nigga in the wine. See, I hadn't seen that video before. That's a strong dude. He a power lifter though.
Yeah. You take my car and push it. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, it was starting at verse 25. Y'all ready? All right, I'm reading out there, 2nd Ezra 7. So I know if you don't have an apocrypha, you don't have it. I just want you to listen to what we're talking about. It says, I'm going to read verse 27. Whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. For my son